Every time the man came back from a date with his first love, he would guiltily bring a bouquet of flowers for his wife. But that day, when he got home, he was shocked to find that his pregnant wife's belly was strangely flat. He immediately asked his wife where the baby was, but what he heard was that the baby was gone. The man refused to believe it, thinking she was joking. He thought his wife had already given birth, so he searched the whole house for the baby, but never found anything. Only then did he realize she was telling the truth. But the consequences of all this were entirely the result of the man's own actions. Just 3 days earlier, the man had gone on a trip with his first love behind his wife's back, only to be secretly followed by his wife. Seeing the two of them being intimate, the woman was devastated. She immediately bought a return ticket. By coincidence, she ended up on the same flight as her husband, but on the way back, the plane hit turbulence and had an accident. The violent shaking caused the woman to hit her stomach, triggering signs of premature labor. A flight attendant rushed over to check on her, but the intense pain made the woman cry out. Yet the husband in the front row didn't notice her, still comforting his first love, saying they would make it home safely. He even stopped the crew member, using his status as a CEO, saying that he and his first love should be allowed to leave first once the plane landed. But the flight attendant refused, explaining that all the passengers were emotional and there was even a pregnant woman on board, so it wasn't appropriate to let anyone go first. Seeing this, the man tried to offer $1 billion investment to get special treatment. Under the constant urging of the first love, the crew member said she would go ask for permission. Soon, the plane landed safely, but due to traffic congestion, no rescue could reach them. The flight attendant asked the man to lend his helicopter to send the pregnant woman to the hospital, but the first love refused, saying they were in a rush to meet with shareholders and couldn't afford any delay. The man also refused, saying being late would cost him billions, and the pregnant woman could just wait for rescue. What he didn't know was that the pregnant woman was his own wife. In order to save her child, the woman immediately told the crew her identity and asked them to get her husband. But because the scene was too noisy, the crew couldn't hear their colleague clearly. Helpless, the attendant had to leave the woman to find her colleague. But just as she walked out, the man had already left with his first love. When she found out her husband had completely ignored her safety and left, the woman instantly lost all hope in him. She thought of how she had married him when he had nothing, but now, this was what she got in return. The woman deeply regretted it. She was soon taken to the hospital, and after surgery, her life was temporarily saved, but the baby couldn't be saved. So after she woke up, she hurriedly called her husband, but he coldly hung up on her, because at that moment, he was on a date with his first love, completely unaware that their baby was already gone. But just as the woman was grieving, the man's first love unexpectedly came to her. It turned out everything had been part of the first love's scheme. Her goal was to make the woman discover her relationship with the man, so she would divorce him. But she hadn't expected the plane accident to happen, which caused the woman to lose her child. The first love was thrilled by the result, so she secretly came to the woman and used the lost child as an excuse to threaten her into divorcing the man. When the woman refused, she immediately pulled out a $1 billion check to make her leave. But the woman turned it down, saying she wouldn't divorce without $10 billion. The first love left angrily after hearing that. And just then, the husband called the woman, but she rejected the call. After realizing he hadn't contacted his wife in days, the man hurried home to check on her, bringing flowers and baby supplies, thinking his wife wouldn't be mad anymore once she saw them. But the moment he walked in, he saw a shocking scene. Not only was the baby gone, but even his wife was deeply disappointed in him. Only then did the man realize he had been wrong. He knelt down and apologized to his wife, begging for her forgiveness. Looking at his wife's now flat belly, he felt even more guilt. But the woman confessed everything. She said she knew everything the man had done and told him about what had happened on the plane. Unexpectedly, the husband still tried to make excuses, saying he and his first love were just colleagues, and it wasn't what his wife thought. But now the baby was gone, and his wife had no intention of forgiving him. She even wanted a divorce. But in order to save the marriage, the man called his first love and asked her to come explain the relationship between them. Unexpectedly, when the first love came, she pretended to be shocked and asked, "Where's the baby?" but the man interrupted her. Seeing that the man was there and it was hard to speak freely, she sent him away. After the man left, the first love revealed her true colors. Right in front of the woman, she claimed she was pregnant, once again stabbing at the woman's heart. But the woman asked, if he knew that it was you who indirectly caused the death of his child, would he still stay with you? To her surprise, the first love boldly admitted it was her doing, and even mocked the woman for having no proof. She said the man wouldn't do anything to her, but what she didn't know was the man had been outside the door listening to their entire conversation.